Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My call sign is November 9. Continuing our playthrough of Wasteland 3, I would like to issue a disclaimer. Still suffering some sort of respiratory ailment. So any sniffling, sneezing, coughing, snorting, or the sound of a doggo barking outside, I can't really control that. And I don't want to put a lozenge in, because then it'll clack off my teeth and make terrible sounds. Also, I recently had my teeth aligned, so I may have to stop to get rid of some excess moisture in my mouth, so I apologize for all that. Anyway, I got a new subscriber somewhere along the way, so thank you. We're up to a big 12 subscribers now. I don't think I have any subscribers on Rumble, but if you're watching this on Rumble, I hope you enjoy it. We're about to go to the Garden of the Gods to help rescue Lucia's family. As you can see, we've got Marshal Kwan in our party. Here is our sniper who leveled up, so we are going to level her up really quickly. Sniper rifles, intelligence, awareness, luck. The better our awareness gets, the better our range damage bonus is, and the higher our hit chance. So we're going to continue to level awareness. Maybe that's a mistake, maybe I should put it in coordination, who knows. Alright, over in here we got 3 points. We can get lockpicking up to 7. I think lockpicking is a very important skill you want to rank up as soon as you can. We could put 2 points in Animal Whisperer, but then we wouldn't have anything left over. So why don't we go with lockpicking for now. And for our perks, we could pick Mark Target, which, as you can see, reduces the enemy's evasion by 15%. And they take 50% more damage from any precision strike. Or we go Animal Whisperer. We will get Vengeful Bond at some point for some character, but right now we're going to go with Mark Target. Oops. Alright, Sophia doesn't have a great skill layout here, so at some point, if I keep her in the party, I may retrain her. Same goes for Marshal Kwan, although I'm not convinced I'm going to keep him. So we got our high explosives guy on point. We got a shotgun type guy second, melee third, Marshal Kwan fourth, our sniper, and Lucia. Alright, so let's go to the Garden of the Gods.
I'm glad the merchants are already back to work.
No kidding. Dorseys ransacked my house on the way out of town. All my food is...
Unshaven and slovenly, Marshal Lupinski shifts his unlit, half-smoked cigar to the corner of his mouth as you approach.
I heard we had some new arrivals wash on in. Military types, they said. Can't really see the difference between you and the ordinary class of mercs.
I think he just picked his nose.
Well, much as I'd love to shoot the shit with you tryhards, Sheriff Daisy said to let you go on in. So, go on. Give them Dorseys some hell.
Marshal Lupinski, I expect you to moderate your language in the presence of a young lady.
My apologies, Miss Wesson. I meant no disrespect. Best of luck to you and your companions here.
Alright, let's ask the Marshal what's behind the gate.
It's the Garden of the Gods. Rocks, experimental farms, and now those Dorseys.
Any idea how many Dorseys are in there?
Nope.
Crack law work. Alright, goodbye.
No room for amateurs in this town. You hear? No room.
He seems like such a great guy. Really quickly, if you go to the managed squad here and you want to maneuver a new person like Lucia further up because she has a very short range weapon compared to a sniper rifle, you can actually move their position right there in the menu. So I recommend doing that. You can't do anything other than maneuver the party position around though. Alright, Garden of the Gods. Originally known as Red Rock Corral. Don't know anything about Colorado other than there are mountains there. So I went to Denver once.
Hello? Whoever just came up from the city, come in. This is Bellamy Ward. There are Dorseys all over the garden. I'm pinned down on a high ledge. Can you reach me?
We're the Rangers. Sit tight. We will take care of the Dorseys.
Oh, thank God. I'll call out if I see you, as long as it's safe.
Hey! You on the ledge! Hands up!
Oh no, they found me.
Maybe he should have just kept his mouth shut. Alright, PAL controller. This is a little bit of what we like to call foreshadowing. Alright, let's see what's in the box. A suture kit and a auto wheel club job.
From there, or we're coming up! You don't want to do that! Oh yeah?
Alright, he can get killed, so it's a good idea to...
Where did you come from? Back the hell off, or you're dead!
Alright, we got a weird science thing we can't do. We can use our skill, hard ass. That's an empty threat and you know it. You've got no food, you're low on ammo, and nobody's coming to help you. Drop your goddamn weapons now. Or you could say, calm down, let's talk this out like adults. Or you could say, we're not going anywhere, and attack. Because we have the ability, we are going to do our skill check.
They're right about the food and the ammo, cousin. And I don't think Nelius is coming back for us.
Fine, we'll just put our weapons down, okay? Nice and slow. I guess the deluge ain't coming today.
Alright, we're putting you all under arrest.
We'll go quiet. Just don't give us to the marshals, please.
Au contraire, mon frere.
This is Ranger HQ, reading you loud and clear, November 1. What's your status?
We got a pig and a poke. We'd like to hand some Dorsey prisoners over to Sheriff Daisy and the marshals. Always a good idea to cultivate favor with the marshals. Or if you wanted to piss the marshals off, you could choose this one. But for right now, we'll let Sheriff Daisy have these people.
They'll be happy to hear that, November 1. Over and out.
No mercy. They didn't have any mercy on our people. Alright, here's Bellamy Ward. Kind of looks like a weirdo. This young gentleman is covered with dirt and shivering from the cold. His eyes are wide and shocked.
Oh God, did the Patriarch send you? I'm sorry, I need to warn you. The Dorseys are gathering up ahead between the Gateway Rocks.
That you put a location name on it means absolutely nothing to me.
Bellamy! Bellamy, look at me. Have you seen my family? Are they here?
I thought you were with your family. Oh, thank God you're not. Thank God. They went up ahead with their hostages, but... Lucia, I heard gunfire and screaming. You need to be ready for the worst.
If they've done anything to my people, I'm going to end them all.
Her eyes brim with tears, and she turns away angrily when she sees you looking.
I'll tell whatever I can to help. It's not much, but...
Who are you and what are you doing here? Well, we know his name is Bellamy Ward.
My name is Bellamy Ward. I'm a scientist. I invented the solar collectors and experimental farms on top of the rocks. I was calibrating the solar arrays when the Dorseys came through here, herding their hostages with them. So I hid up here and kept out of sight. Savages. Animals. They beat those people. Laughed at them when they begged for their lives. The kids were screaming, so they beat them too. Then they dragged them further on toward their camp.
Do you really have this place rigged with explosives? The answer is probably no.
God, no, I was stalling for time. If I had a few hours and the right chemicals, though, I could have prepared quite a surprise for them.
Is this like in Star Trek when Captain Kirk made gunpowder? Mechanics skill check 1. How do you get enough solar power in this weather? That's a good question.
The PALs, photon amplification lenses. They harness and focus the ambient light. It's fascinating, actually. They polarize the waves and create constructive interference.
Well, I'm not a scientist and I don't know what constructive interference is. Presumably it's some scientific stuff that has to do with science.
Normally, they maintain a stable temperature for the plants, but they can be adjusted to help power the solar collectors, or even thaw frozen components.
So, by hitting that PAL switch earlier, we were able to thaw out that container of supplies, so that's what he's talking about there.
I once coupled a PAL with a dynamic cross-photon matrix. I was trying to cook some bison steaks, but it incinerated the whole fire pit, melted the entire grill. Goes to show what can happen if you put a decimal in the wrong place.
So he's implying something called a dynamic cross-photon matrix is essentially like a giant magnifying glass that allows sunlight to fry ants, or in this case, a barbecue grill. Where are the hostages? He just said they were up ahead. Goodbye.
You saved my life. I won't forget it.
Alright, look at that. He won't forget that we saved his life. Alright, it's always a good idea to explore around here. So we are going to do a little exploring. Junk pile. Let's rummage through that. A weapons crate. We got a 1911. John Wowo. Oh, maybe that's kind of a play on John Woo. I don't know. It's certainly not a play on the name of the guy who invented the 1911, John Moses Browning. As you can see, a lot of cover. This would have been a pretty tough fight. Let's get into their supplies. Ammo. More ammo. And our medical crate. As you can see, if you have Animal Whisperer and you don't already have animals, there are tons of animals around here. Each animal has a different thing, and I don't know what they all do. So, what do we have? We've got a dog for combat speed. So you know what? Just to see, because I don't need combat speed on a sniper, why don't we try to get rid of the dog here? Come on, I'm hitting the left stick. What are you doing? Oh God, I'm sorry. Inspect. Oh, that's what it is. No? Well, come on, you stupid mutt. There we go. Alright, goodbye, dog. I don't need your skills. Sorry, buddy, you better head out. Thus, I dismisseth the animal. Alright, let's look at the rabbit. Alright, look at that. Rabbits love me. Now let's see what the rabbit gives you. Initiative 10. So again, that's not really that great. So I'm honestly pressing the left stick to see if I can get this. There it is. We're going to get rid of the rabbit. Alright, so we're going to get rid of the rabbit because I think there are better animals out there for us. Now we will switch to our point person and disarm these fragmentation mines. And even if they're not in your way, like you could just disarm the one on the right and go through there. You still get XP for disarming them, so there really isn't a reason not to disarm them. Alright, now we'll repair the generator here. Open the gate. I want to say, I think Cat increases strike rate, so that's not super important for a sniper, but I would be looking more for critical damage. But as you can see, hittin' kitten. This kitty's got claws. And I want to say Major Tomcat, who died the last time I played this in this garden, also gives you a strike rate boost, so that's good. Alright, let's unlock some lockers. Frozen ferret launchers. You need somebody who has weird science 1. I don't think we do. Razor box. This attaches razor blades to your melee weapon. Some frozen ferrets for the frozen ferret launcher. Is it animal cruelty if they're already dead? That is a great question. The Brawling skill book. I do not recommend reading a skill book until you have the skill to level 9. And then the frozen ferret crafting recipe. So we will take all that stuff. Second locker has that dynamic cross photon matrix. So if you don't have lockpick high enough, you might not want to come to this part until you do.
Right. This is Bellamy Ward, PAL operational test number 110. I adjusted the angle of the solar collectors by 3.12 degrees to improve the energy transmission from the photonic amplification lenses. I also attached...
Alright, Bellamy, I don't want to hear you talk anymore. The interference of the computer, the interference. Alright, the interface of the computer has been customized with their cartoonish plant-based theme. A large eggplant smiles and presents what looks like a game menu. Create a new character. You are assigned an avatar of a cob of corn. It's stated your name was auto-generated, but you have doubts that Bellamaze was random. How funny. Alright, Nerd Stuff 3 requirements not met. So we'll step away for a second.
First time since the Lucia fire, Colorado Springs will have all the electricity it needs. I can't wait to show this to Theo and Megan. They'll be so excited.
Alright, I don't have nerd stuff, so that's not good. We'll play Bellamy Land. Your vegetable avatar seems to be in a desert garden. You decide to stop after a series of events lead to all the cacti being slaughtered in a garden. Cacti is the plural of cactus. And some guy with a BB gun started hunting you down. Play Bellamy Land 2. Your vegetable avatar appears to be in that same desert garden. The game starts at the funeral of a fellow vegetable. The game ends abruptly after you wonder what would happen if you dug up his grave. Shot to death, that was the answer. But did the vegetable in the grave shoot you? Or did the person who shot the vegetable shoot you? Okay. I guess we can't do anything else. Step away. And because we didn't have the skill to do the skill check, we can't get into the safe. Even with somebody standing on the power pad. Alright. And so we can't use the frozen ferret launcher either. Alright, here is another mine, and there is a whole bunch of enemies. Look at that, we leveled up after disarming that, and we stole their booze. Alright, really quickly, let's go into this menu. I think our strength is high enough, so I'm going to start putting points into coordination for Ogre. Get explosives up. So we're going to do 2 to explosives and 1 to big guns. Over here in perks, here's a great perk called Bomb Recovery, Disarming Landmine, 33% to drop a grenade. Another great perk starting out is called Move Up. You gain 0.5 combat speed on the first turn, but getting more grenades is really important, so I'm going to go with this. And we're going to purchase Bomb Recovery. Alright, nobody else can advance. Little secret tunnel here that our guy can see because he's got really good perception. And who has... Mercy does. Alright, we'll have Mercy go dig this up. Gold? Yeah! Woo-wee! There's gold in them there hills. Alright, Keen Karen, sorry. Perception +1 to all squad members. And a bunch of shrink grenades. Alright, so we'll take all that. That's all good stuff. I don't think we have anyone that can use the shrink grenades, because we don't have a weird science character. But at some point, I will replace these guys, Bronco and Kickboy, with somebody who does weird science and somebody else. I just can't remember. Maybe a brawling character. Alright, so I want to make sure we have stuff assigned to everybody. Lucia could use another item there. Who has first aid? Quan has first aid, and we're probably not going to use Kiss S. So what we can do here is go assign this stethoscope to Quan, and then we'll just give this to Lucia so she has something there. It's not going to really do anything for her. Alright, I think we are ready to engage in combat. And we're going to hopefully initiate with our rocket launcher here, because there is some waste wolves. Waste Wolf Alpha, that's the one you want to take out, and 2 regular waste wolves. Of course, we can hit them all with our rocket launcher, so why not? Alright, Ogre can't do anything except for take cover, which is what we will do. Let me switch to Bronco here. And even though he can get set on fire, we're just going in. Using my police-issued billy club to commit atrocities. Alright, Marshal Quan, we're going to take him to here. And we can't engage with our submachine gun, so we're going to switch to our assault rifle. And again, we're targeting the Waste Wolf Alpha. And almost dead. Lucia, we're going to get her right here. And she can get off 1 attack. Alright, Waste Wolf Alpha taken care of. And the other 2 Waste Wolves are already dead. So now we will loot. Waste Wolf Pelt, a Fang, and a Fang, and a Pelt, and Toxic Spines, which are a crafting component. And some dead people that they ate. Alright, somebody leveled up, plus this guy needs a little health. So we will have him eat a shroom. And Quan, advanced here, so we're going to just put everything new on Quan into coordination to give him as much action points as possible, because he has first aid, not a lot of other people do. We're not going to put any more into that. I don't have a first aid person, so I think it would be valuable to give Quan some points in first aid. And I'm not necessarily planning to keep him, because I think he is just a spy. Anyway, let me see how much that is. 3. Alright, so I'll put a point in first aid. And then 2 points into Kiss Ass, which may or may not be a mistake. Alright, back on the trail. I like going this way because it gives you the ability to ambush these guys from a high point. Plus, we're going to see what we can do here with the PAL controller. Now, this is a boon and a bane. Just know that before you activate it. The interface for the photo amplification lens looks simple. Most routines are automated, but there are some controls you can adjust. Install the dynamic cross-photon matrix into the lens. This works without that, by the way, just probably not as effectively. You remove a component labeled passive cross-photon matrix and install the dynamic cross-photon matrix. There's a short hiss and the piece starts smelling of ozone. That's interesting. O3 is coming out of there. Probably not a problem. Probably. Press the button labeled adjust photon collection amount. Of course we want to do that. Photon collection is its lowest setting, currently reading 10.0. On the screen, an animated flower wears sunglasses and cringes from glaring sun rays. Increase photon collection to its highest level. If you're gonna go all the way in, folks. They misspelled knob there. I'm sorry, I have to mention that. You twist a knob to the right, a low hum grows in strength. Activate photo amplification lens. Here we go, everybody. What's the magic word? That's right, it's Yahtzee. A happy flower appears on the screen. It says PAL activated, pal. I'm not your pal guy. Oh no, look at that. Look at that.
Knock yourselves out.
It lit them all on fire. All right. Here, we're not using a rocket launcher. Do I not have... Why can't I shoot anybody? Oh, because I'm in front of the stupid computer. Oh, I don't like this anymore. Alright, we're going to go around here because that's the only way we can engage a target. And instead of using anything other than what we have at hand, we're just going to drop a grenade. And it looks like we can get 2 Dorsey Hunters, a Blood Beast, and the Beastmaster with our fragmentation grenade. Alright, 2 kills. We got the Beastmaster and the Blood Beast left. So we'll take our 1 point and we will save it till the next time. Alright, so in my opinion, in a combat like this, you want to push out with your melee characters and your brawling characters who aren't shooting and get them as far forward as possible to stop the advancement of the enemy. So here we're going to move Kick Boy, who obviously has a shotgun, forward. Because I don't think it would shoot that far off of the ledge, and then we will set him up into ambush mode. So when they come around the corner, hopefully they will get blasted. Bronco. Well, let's put him here in ambush mode as well. I really like ambush mode a lot of times, although it does leave them open to being shot or whatever. Marshal Quan, we're going to move him to here, and he's able to engage this Dorsey ambusher from there. The shield means your firearm is going to penetrate his armor. So we did some good damage there. And we only have 2 AP left, and a minimum AP attack is 4. So we will save that for next time. Alright, Lucia. We're going to move Lucia to there and set her into ambush mode. And Mercy, can Mercy hit anything? Alright, we got a Dorsey killer way over there. Or we got a Blood Beast. I hate to say it, the Blood Beasts are a lot more worrisome to me than the Dorsey people. Alright, so we took out that guy, and that is the end of our turn. Ambush mode, folks, I'm telling you, look at that. Oh, yeah. Alright. Oh, yeah, the PAL kicking in. Alright. I don't think there are any targets in range for this guy. Alright, so Ogre, we will move him down to the edge here. And we're just going all the way forward. Alright, Kick Boy, we've got plenty of rounds left. Nobody really in range. And I don't want to shoot over the animals with the shotgun, because that will probably result in their death. So we will go to here and shoot at this Dorsey killer and totally miss. Alright, Bronco, we're going after the Blood Beast. That's within our range. Prevents us from running through fire. Alright, he's dead. Marshal Kwan, can you shoot anyone? No. Last person is very far away. We will move Marshal Kwan over in front of Lucia and set him up into ambush mode. And then we will move Lucia down in the middle. And I'm just spacing for security reasons so we don't all get caught up in one weapon. And then we'll set her into ambush mode. Alright, Mercy, Dorsey killer, 95% is more than 69%. So we will aim and shoot at this guy. Alright. And we don't have enough AP to do anything other than to prepare. And so here's the bad thing about using the PAL. Anyone who runs through where it's shot is going to get set on fire. So both our animals are on fire right now. So you really got to watch their health. That's why I may end up dropping Major Tom's companion after this mission, because he tends to get fricasseed a lot. Alright. We're just going to go to the edge of Ogre's range here. Kick Boy. Again, I don't want to run him through the fire if I can avoid it, but I can't really avoid it. And it's only 3 action points. We'll put him here and we can get a shot at the last Dorsey.
I'm almost famous.
Alright, gotta angle the cone so it doesn't hit the animals. And of course he misses. Bronco can't get anywhere near there, so I'm just not gonna bother. Instead, we will loot ammunition in case we need it for someone else, and then we'll loot some armor, because we're already there and that armor's not that impressive. And then we'll loot the people we've already killed. So we got some more ammo here, probably from the Beastmaster guy. Oh, this is the Beastmaster guy. More armor that isn't particularly great. And a crappy rifle. And then we will post him up over here. Alright, Marshal Kwan. Again, he's not going to be able to get close enough until right here. And I'm looking for that little red line going from my character to the bad guy. Lucia, can't hit him either. Although we will put her into ambush mode. Mercy is the only one with the range. And this is why snipers are so good. 95% hit chance. Alright, thus endeth the combat. The snow that was on fire gets put out. Alright, so as you can see, we got a lot of people that are on fire and stuff like that. So we're going to go into Marshal Kwan and take our aid kit and heal Kick Boy. And we're going to heal Lucia. And we're going to heal Major Tomcat. So you really got to watch. I don't care about the other cat because that's not a named companion.
That'll do nicely. Thanks.
So you just got to watch that if you have animals. All right, let's look at this big pit. It says mass grave. That's a good sign. The scent of charred meat and burnt hair wafts from the pit, smoking bodies, contorted by agony or post-mortem muscle contraction, like curled atop one another. I've never smelled a burning dead body, but I've heard from people who have that it is really an unmistakably bad smell. It is impossible to identify the corpses, but they appear to be both adults and children. Lucia stares at the bodies. Her knuckles are white on the grips of her guns, and her breath comes in little gasps. So you got some choices here. I am the kind of person who would leave Lucia alone. With an explosive gasp, she releases her breath and squares her shoulders.
I don't know if they're here or not. I can't... Come on. Let's find the monsters who did this.
So at this point, Lucia has the same motivation as the rest of the Rangers. The Dorseys killed her family, just like they killed all of our companions. So at this point, there's really no difference between Lucia and the Rangers in terms of motivation against the Dorseys. Is pretty much revenge. All right, perception skill check. Examine the bodies more closely. It says, near the edge of the pit, a child-sized corpse appears to be clutching something, as if they were protecting it or hiding it. You could remove the bundle from the child's arms, or leave the bundle in the pit. I'm just going to say I doubt that a child has something that we desperately need, so I'm going to leave the bundle in the pit. Nothing else in the pit catches your attention. The bodies and any other items they carried are burned beyond recognition. Step away from the pit. Yes, it probably smells terrible. Alright, so that's that. Got our point guys selected again. Grenade box, couple Molotov cocktails. Here is a cyborg chicken. So I think there's 5 of them. So if you collect this chicken, you just want to take it back to that cage outside your HQ. I'm just going to save that for later. You can come back and get them. Medical crate. You just don't want to get the chicken and then get the chicken killed and then not be able to collect them, you know. So, alright, here appears to be the end of the garden, and there's some people around a campfire. This is a gentleman named Isaac Reed. The clothes on this young man are impeccably tailored, the height of local fashion. He holds his hands up and launches into what is obviously a prepared speech.
I'm Isaac Reed. On behalf of all of us here, I want to offer our unconditional surrender. As proof of our goodwill, I want to tell you that the culprits got into town with help from Farron Brago's organization, and...
Isaac, how could you? How could you throw in with these people? How could you let them take my family? Where are my parents and my little brother?
They're in the grave you passed on the way here. They didn't suffer, Lucia. I promise. Baby, look. I didn't mean it to go this way. I tried to stop them. I really did. I begged.
Stop talking right now.
Got some dialogue choices here. You piece of shit. You helped them kill Lucia's family, and now you want our forgiveness.
Not forgiveness. We want to face justice. We know what we did is wrong, but...
He swallows heavily.
It was Nelius Dorsey. He went looking for your family, Lucia. Your family especially. That's why I got you out of your house before the raid. I didn't want anything to happen to you.
You didn't want anything to happen to me? So you let savages abduct and murder my family. You knew what they meant to me. You knew what their loss would do to me.
But you're still alive, Lucia. Don't you see? You're still alive, and that's what matters most to me.
Where's Neelius Dorsey now?
He escaped. He took some vehicles and headed west into the mountains. I don't think he was planning to come back.
Why did you do it, Isaac? Why betray your community?
We've been under the Patriarch's boot for 50 years. We say that the 100 families are in charge, but it's really just his family. Just him. I know you must think I'm a fuzzy-headed idealist, but this society's sick. It needs to change.
So you wanted to depose the Patriarch and replace him with an archical family that believes in some psycho deluge of blood, eats people's entrails, and wears dead animal body parts on their head. Did you really think this through all the way, Mr. Reed? Were the Dorseys acting alone? Did they have support from anyone else?
Farron Brygo's gang helped them get into town. I don't know how or why. And I overheard Neelius say something about Liberty Buchanan, the Patriarch's daughter. I think she's going to attack Colorado Springs. It sounded like she's gathering an army out in the plains. Something way worse than the Dorseys.
So here's something to consider from a military standpoint. It may be that Liberty Buchanan had spies in the city, and they're going to report back to her on how well the Dorseys did in attacking the city, and that's how she's going to get an idea of the military strength of the people opposing her, the marshals and the Patriarch's forces. And, you know, the other thing, I'm probably going to forget what I'm thinking now. So yeah, that's why she had them attack, and she's just going to watch the response. So her army is probably going to be bigger and much more well prepared.
I have heard enough. If your betrayal of my family was not sufficient, your treachery here most certainly is. In the name of the Patriarch, I sentence you.
Her voice shakes, but her hand does not. You didn't even see her draw her gun.
Please, Lucia. I did this for you. All I ever meant was to help build a better world for you. For all of us. I can't tell you how much I regret. Please don't kill me. Please.
So you can say, stop, Lucia, there's a better way to handle this. Probably ending up with these kids getting off because they're all politically corrected, or on the pillories in front of the marshal's station. Or you can give in to your lizard brain and say, go for it, kid. He's garbage.
Please, Lucia. I love you.
And then her hand does shake violently. She pulls the trigger anyway. The bullet strikes him in the gut. He topples, blood spilling from his lips, and a slowly spreading pool of gore surrounding him. He turns his head up to Lucia, agony in his gaze. Gut shot. It's going to take a long time to die. You could say, finish the job, kid. You wanted to take a life, take it. You could finish him off for her. Or you could say, let him bleed to death. He doesn't deserve any better. He can't summon words around his pain. He reaches out, trying to touch Lucia's leg. She steps hurriedly away, leaving him mewling in the snow.
Oh, God. It hurts so bad.
Psychos! You killed Isaac! You kill us all!
Correct. Oh, yeah. I just noticed the cat's name is Bella Meow.
Damn, shit just got real.
All right, who remembers watching The Untouchables? Never bring a knife to a gunfight. Bad hit percentage there. There aren't really any good ones except for this guy right here. Machine gun from, what, 5 paces? Alright, that's all we can do, so we're just going to go into defend mode. Kick Boy against 100 Families Youth. Oh, this is a great idea, kid. This guy, a lot worse hit percentage. How many action points do we have? So what you could actually do is move up here and increase your hit percentage slightly. And still kill him anyway. And then we'll just continue out one more step here. Just kind of, you want to not be bunched up. Alright, Bronco. We'll have him take out this guy. Looks like he has a man bun. That sounds like a death penalty offense anyway. Alright, it is. We'll go loot the chest here while we're doing other stuff. Look at that. Better quality rocket launcher and a frag grenade and some other stuff. That's a good deal. And then we'll loot the people we've already killed. Another guns, a comb, brass knuckles. Yeah, that stuff's going to be helpful. Alright, Marshal Kwan, instead of shooting this girl with a knife, we're going to go over here. That way we'll get a really good shot at this kid hiding behind a rock. And he is now dead. And then we'll get out of the way. Lucia. Oh, it's a 69%. But if you move up here, you can get it to 79%. If you move one more step, you get it to 95%. And Lucia leveled up. And Mercy, sniper shot on the last youth, the only one who has a gun, I think. Alright, so that little insurrection ended quickly.
Come in, November 1. This is Ranger HQ. We're getting reports of shooting in your last known location at Garden of the Gods. What's your status? Over.
We took care of the Dorseys. There are no survivors.
Kick-ass, November 1. Glad to hear justice has been done. Over and out.
Alright, look at that. We saved the good people of Colorado Springs the time and expense of a trial. Alright, some more junky stuff. Here's a junk pile. And a medical crate. And they don't have anything else around here that I know of. And you can't really go any farther. So we are going to leave the area. And we're almost getting to the end of the episode already. We're going to go turn this in at the Sheriff's Department, and then we will end the episode. And then on Sunday, we'll continue on exploring Colorado Springs. I want to thank everybody who's checked this out. Not a lot of views, but that's okay.
Let me shoot him. Never shot anybody before today, and now I've gone and shot my boyfriend. I mean, my ex-boyfriend. Ex in more ways than one, I suppose. Oh, God. I killed him. I really killed him. I can't believe he's dead. I can't.
A couple choices here. You got justice for your family. Isn't that what you wanted?
I did, but was this it? Was Isaac who I should have shot? I need to find the people who steered Isaac wrong. The people who were really responsible. Neelius, Dorsey, and Liberty Buchanan. Will you help me find them? You can count on my guns every step of the way.
You can dismiss Lucia by saying, no, we helped you through the garden. That's as far as it goes. But like I said before, I really like Lucia's character. I think she has a compelling story. So yes, we'll help you. In return, you follow orders like a ranger.
Of course. Good. You've got yourselves a bargain, Rangers. We should go after Nelius Dorsey first. Isaac said he headed west into the mountains. No doubt he plans to hole up at one of the old resorts from before the bombs fell. I don't think we're ready to face him yet, though. Nelius will be dug in, I expect, and he'll have all his best people with him. He only left behind the expendables in the garden.
I thought she said she was gonna follow orders, not give them.
For now, we should head back to the sheriff.
All right, Quan, of course, is a genius and totally called that one right there.
Shut your hole. I knew you slipped my way.
Sometimes the comments from the people in town that you pass by are pretty funny. Little pig Latin there.
They threw my brother up against the wall just for spitting on the
Get your Colorado Patriot here, hot off the press.
The paper boy is actually acting as a town crier. That's something that went out of style many years ago. I thought that was a really nice inclusion. All right, let's go see what the sheriff has to say.
I think we should pull some marshals from Broadmoor, put them here in downtown. If an enemy gets all the way to Broadmoor, we've got big problems.
I like your style, Rangers. I asked for a favor and you came through for me. No more Dorseys in my city, and everybody can walk out their doors again without getting shot. Some of my marshals weren't too sure about you, but I see now that they were dead wrong. Old Saul always knows best.
So I just want to point out, to me, it's very interesting. We just killed like 5 or 6 members of the Hunter families, but we gained Hunter family's reputation by doing that. We're all on the same same side, right? I don't think this is a good choice, at least not at this part in the game.
Damn right. It's in all our interests to keep this city safe. Now, before I forget, let me introduce you to Hope Emerson. She heard all about you coming to town and she wants to join up. Ain't that right, Hope?
Pleasure's mine, Rangers. Ran the lockup in a little town called Amity on Colorado's eastern border. Figured I could do the same thing for you at your HQ, assuming you'll be arresting people now and then.
Amity got flattened by the scar collectors a while back, so Hope came west. Been trying to get her to join the marshals ever since, but she keeps turning me down flat. We have some differences when it comes to crime and punishment. But that aside, she's smart, honorable, and she'd be an asset to your organization.
All right, so you have choices to select people or not to work for you. So this is not like Marshal Quan, where you have to presume that his loyalty is first and foremost to the marshals. Hope has refused to join the marshals. So she has her own set of motivations here. So we will hire her on. Thanks for the referral, and we do need someone for that position. Welcome aboard, Hope.
Great. I'll head over to Ranger headquarters in a bit and start fixing up your brig. I can't think of a better way to serve than to ensure that our justice is fair, even to those who transgressed against it.
So, back to business. Did you find out how the Dorseys got into town?
Apparently they had help from Farron Brygo's gang. I am not going to, I don't know about this. I'm wondering if this may come back to bonk me later on. But then you could say by not saying it and they're all dead, this might come back to bonk you later on by not saying that he helped them. And I've just thought about this. So we're gonna say that Reed confessed that he helped them. Because that way, that's why they're dead, because they were part of it. But it was Farron Brygo's gang who let them in.
Well, since you already dealt with Isaac, let's concentrate on Brygo. I'll never understand why the Patriarch let that rat set up shop here. Been nothing but trouble, so him making a deal with the Dorseys doesn't surprise me in the least. In fact, I had a hunch he might be involved, so I sent my best man over to his nightclub, the Little Vegas, to search for a connection. Haven't heard back from him, though, and I'm a little worried. Say, what if I asked you Rangers to go to Little Vegas and check up on him? And if you happen to find proof that Brygo helped the Dorseys while you're there, Well, feel free to cuff the bastard and haul him in.
We're on it.
Take down Brago for me, and I'll make sure your HQ gets the best equipped armory this side of the Rockies. Guns, ammo, armor, the whole shebang.
Alright, so there's possible reward, an armory officer.
The marshal I sent to the Little Vegas is named Delgado. Family man and the best inspector I've got. Keep him safe, and I'll owe you another favor. Always a pleasure, Rangers.
Alright, so let's move out of this area. Over to
You around here too?
Yeah.
these rooms. We got a bunch of weapons that we aren't really going to use a whole lot of, but I did want to look at this RPG 7, 72 to 107. So it's a lot better than the Polar Express, so we will swap that out there. We got a Merc helmet, Merc leggings, and Merc armor, all really good armor. So it's tempting to put it on my sniper, but she's going to be out of the way a lot, so I'm going to actually put it on Quan. But I would not let him keep it if you are going to at some point dismiss him. I would make sure to take it off of him. But I think he's a pretty valuable guy as our first aid guy and stuff like that. So we will give him that for now. Alright, looking at this other stuff. Got a pulse gun, so you could put that as Quan's other weapon, but we're going to keep this Hailstorm submachine gun for right now. Maybe we'll put the pulse gun at some point as his primary gun. Other thing to keep in mind is that these weapons use different ammo. So Quan's gun, the Convincer, uses 7.62 ammo, but that's usually machine gun ammo. So you got this other rifle that uses 5.56, so I recommend equipping him with that, so you're not having two people use the same ammo. Alright, Lucia leveled up. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to give Lucia this set of armor here, the scout armor. She already has the jacket, so we'll give her the pants. Alright, and we can also give her this helmet, which increases her critical chance, which is important for her. And we're also going to give her, you know, really there's not a lot of difference between these two except for the appearance. So we will give her the Skeet Hunter. No, we'll give her Whiteout as a secondary weapon, because that could be pretty valuable if we get her in open space. Alright. Mercy, we will give her the Scout armor top here. Whoops. He has got a full set of armor that we really can't improve on. This guy needs a better chest plate, so we'll give him this Merc armor. This guy's got Merc armor. What about this helmet? He's already got one of those helmets. So yeah, this other armor, we're probably just going to dump it at some point. Now let's talk about leveling up. So Kickboy, even though we're going to get rid of him, we'll put it into attributes, coordination, and then his skill. Oops, I went the wrong way. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Mechanics of 6, lockpicking of 3, but I want to say our sniper has lockpicking, so we'll put it into mechanics for right now. Alright, Bronco into coordination. And skills wise, we will just put it into hard ass and have a point left over. Lucia, This is very tempting. This is tempting for the critical chance. But we'll put it into coordination. And you can see, based on the way her attribute points are distributed, if we're going to use her into the end game, my advice to use at some point, spend the money to have her retrained. Especially when you get to her skills, which are all over the place. Barter, survival, weapon modding. I would not keep weapon modding. There's a character you can get who has weapon modding and armor modding. And that should be your dedicated gunsmith and armor smith in the HQ. So we could put it to small arms. We could put it in barter. We could put it in survival. Not planning to leave headquarters at any time. I know some people say you shouldn't put points in a barter, and I've dedicated a character for that. But you can't always barter when you want to. Sometimes you got to be out in the field. Survival, I think, is important. So we will put these points into survival for when we go out on the road. And that allows you to skip encounters. And not that you should skip all of them or a bunch of them or whatever. But there are some that I think it's at lower levels. If you can skip, you should. All right, Mercy, our sniper here, we're putting it into awareness. Increase her hit chance, perception, and range bonus. And 4 points to upgrade. We can't upgrade lockpicking. Let's upgrade sneaky shit by 2. And then we have 1 point we're just going to carry over. All right, eventually at some point we'll break all these weapons down, but I don't have time for that right now. Because we've reached the end of the episode. So when we come back, we are going to go investigate Little Vegas, Fair and Brygo, location of the missing marshal. I hope you join me, and we will see you on the next episode. And we're going to override our save. That's how confident I am that I've done everything right. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.